back.
The TDI Unlimiter is definitely the intro going forward.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm so pumped to bust that car out of winter retirement.
You know,
We
it's
fired it up the other day, dude.
I did get that,
Hot. That was a sweet cold start.
but
Yeah, it
you
was.
should really start maybe making a post or two about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've been busy. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
What
know if
is
you
it?
noticed. Did you not know that Drew and I are being
Walking wiener
industrious? Yeah, he needs walking.
What is this, March 11th? Okay, let's see when we put our first thing out.
So while Drew's doing that, did you see that Schultz and I actually bought a truck and didn't keep it? True story, and it's weird.
All right. Well, it's nice to see Drew's back from Arizona. Ryan, you're only like 30 minutes from me.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot anymore.
Well, I mean, so
According to YouTube, we put our first episode out 2 months ago.
yeah,
So here's episode 2. Two months
And we're
later.
back.
and we're back. Yeah,
If anybody's still tuned in, this is us. We're back.
yeah. Good to be with you guys again here. I mean, we haven't seen each other. Drew's been down in the warm south. And
Yep,
Brody's been doing snow machine things.
Drew looks a little tanner.
I am.
He is
I've
very
been-
tan.
I've been youngest snowbird to date, I think.
Yeah, true story.
I think,
So
Flies back north.
yep. No, and it's still too cold. I'm going back south again. I will be south until April.
fun fact, the week that Drew got back from the desert, it was many, many degrees below zero, and it stayed that way until recently. I blame Drew.
Yep. It was chilly.
It was cold.
Yeah, we know you and your wiener dog get he's a little chitties, you know.
Yeah,
be
Hound
outside
Dog was
long.
not stoked.
I will say it was cold though. It
was
was like,
Damn cold.
yeah.
Negative 30.
I actually had to plug in the diesel.
You do not have a, that
No,
thing
you
does
do
not have a
not.
glow plug.
That is a
outta
modern
here.
goddamn diesel.
That thing does not have a block heater.
Yes, it does.
Where?
No.
My Duramax.
What?
Yes.
What
Where?
year is that thing?
19.
Where?
Is that a factory option?
Yeah, asking.
Sure.
Should we call David? Should we call David Fisher?
No, we're not calling him.
That's how he ordered it.
It probably is.
Yeah. No, that's surprising me.
I'm kind of surprised too.
I think it's a northern Minnesota thing.
It has to be.
Because my F-350 didn't come with the block heater. That's because it came from Ohio.
Because when I got the recalls on it, because I never even plugged it in.
Do you recall?
And then I recall, I got a little deal in the mail saying, hey, your block heater needs got a recall on that.
Like email?
What? Yeah.
Email or like postage?
Like postage. Like,
Really?
hey,
They sent you paper.
hey guys, you know.
Like, was that on a typewriter?
Hey, dude, you got a recall on your truck. And it was like, then all of a sudden sad to say, there was a few more that came in.
Took you 6 months to get them done
Yeah, and then,
because you work way too much.
yep, and then some guy.
When was the last time you had a day off?
Yeah.
Let's do.
Inquiring minds would like to hear this.
Yeah,
Like a proper day off.
like a Sunday. When's the last time you had a Sunday off?
That's a really good question.
Like January, right?
Yeah.
Like I was heading to
Literally.
Arizona for 2 months off.
Yeah.
And Brody
Yeah.
like worked the entire time I was
And
gone.
Literally right now from, what's the date today?
11th.
The 11th, March 11th, I have worked almost every single day. Besides, even the day I got engaged, I was working.
By the way, congrats.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, we gotta say
Brody
that.
got engaged.
Yeah.
Brody
everybody.
got engaged, everyone, and he still didn't take a full day off.
No. Then I had a lot of work to do because I had a lot of phone calls.
Send us your email if you want Brody's resume.
Yeah. It might go to the second page.
Yeah.
He's an industrious little guy.
He is. Let's see. What else has happened? Brody got a ridiculous tent ticket
Oh.
on your SEMA truck. How much was that?
I think 240?
So can you?
240?
How much tint did you have? Like, what do you have done? Your windshield,
What
right?
do you want to hear about what he said or do you want to hear what I said? I mean,
Okay, hold on.
for how dark
I
the
want to
tent
hear
was.
about what you said, and then I want to hear Drew's version because Drew's
Okay,
version
Drew
is
was
far
there.
funnier.
I was
Drew, our
laughing,
version.
laughing the whole time. I have video of it. I will post that on
True
our,
story, I have it.
on our Instagram.
So we had to run to Drew and I were coming back from southern Minnesota and we had to come up through Albertville. And my office is in Albertville. And I've gone through there with that truck oh my gosh, a dozen times. More I go to work every day.
About 4 digits.
Yes. And I roll through there and all of a sudden Drew's like, hey, I need some lunch. And I was like,
Oh, it's
dude,
my fault.
Dude, we don't
yeah.
need to go
Oh,
get
yeah.
lunch. I was like, we'll go get it in Maple Grove. Like, let's
We
fly
got food
through.
at home.
We're in the wrong county. Let's keep going.
The food at home.
These guys don't screw around. Well, we go by and this cop passes me, and I'm looking in the rearview mirror and I could see he was kind of watching. But I was like, we're okay. We make it around the bend, and the guy turns around on a dime.
Dude, like we had committed a crime, like a real crime,
A serious
not like
crime.
like we murdered somebody and he just solved the case.
Like everybody was looking for this guy was looking for a black Duramax. Like
Holy shit, that's the guy who did it.
Oh my god!
I'm not lying. The way he turned around was like, that's the guy that we've been looking for.
Is that Brody Bass?
Yes. And I look in the rearview mirror, and he's passing cars. Like, he's passing on a turn.
Dude, like
So
lights and sirens
at this
on.
point, are you sweating bullets?
I was
or
like,
hadn't
oh,
you turned
shit.
the lights on yet?
No, like, he had him on. But
Did
then
you think it was
in
you?
my head, I go, oh, he got a call. That's all I thought. And then he pulled in right behind me. I'm like, ooh. Drew's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. This is happening.
At first, I was confused because being from Arizona for so long, tint is not a huge deal. Yes, it's illegal down there, but with the authority that guy turned around and chased us down with, you would like it blew me away. That I'm like, what did we do? Like, totally didn't realize that like tint was that big of a deal in Minnesota.
I felt like I did a hit and run.
Yeah,
Amber Alert.
Did you?
I don't know.
probably not. Couldn't see out of the truck.
Couldn't see if I did. One, I can barely see over the steering wheel. Two, it's dark.
So yeah, this guy pulls us over and like walks up to the vehicle and he's like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And Brody's like, and he goes, "'Cause of tint." Like,
Yeah,
didn't even give him a
it's-
chance to answer.
Nothing.
And then he's like, "This truck was pulled over in 2019," which Brody didn't even own the truck in 2019.
No.
So the guy's like, "This truck's been pulled over in 2019 for tint. So why wasn't it removed then?" And Brody's like, well. And then the guy's like, license and registration.
No. Like, he didn't even let me even get a word out.
No. And then so he takes his license and registration and he literally comes back up and like hands Brody his shit back. And he's like, "Here's your stuff. You got a ticket. Have a good day." And like got in his car and then didn't wait for us to even pull out.
No.
He like passed us and took off down the road.
Drew and I were just,
Dick.
we barely looked at the thing, like what we
All
had on
he
it.
saw was paycheck.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, he was out to, he
So
was definitely out to.
My favorite thing is literally Drew calling me in hysteric laughter.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
you
it's
were.
great.
He's like, "What
There
are you
was
up
a
to?"
list.
He's like, "Are you busy?" And I'm like, "No, what's up?" And he's like,
Did you know the cracked windshield was a warning on there?
That's funny.
Weird.
Yeah. So there was a windshield
Wait a minute,
tint,
your
windshield
SEMA truck
crack.
has a crack.
There's it on the one side.
The tint's holding it together. It's
Oh,
fine.
okay, cool.
Yeah, we got tint. We
There's
got
plenty of tint on
glued
the
it on.
windshield.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
It blew me away though. Like windshield tint, side window tint, taillight tint. The guy
So-
just wrote them all out, and he's like, "There you go."
Okay. The conversation you came with me, you called me, you're like, "You are not going to believe what happened." You explained the whole thing. And you're like, "Okay, so in this state, how much do you think this ticket is worth?" And all the shit that Brody's got hanging on him, like, I have no idea. He goes, "It is more than not having your children belted in the back of the car."
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So
it's-
apparently,
It's a larger fine to just have your child, or no, it's a larger fine to have tint on your windows than it is to just have your child running around
minor.
the back seat.
Having a minor not belted in your damn car is a lesser fine than Brody and his tint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
blew me away.
Harsh.
Yeah.
Funny as hell, though.
I couldn't believe it. Like, he barely even just like.
If that would have been my hood stack TDI, that thing would have been on a trailer impounded.
Oh, dude,
that
you
dude
would've
would
been-
not have
You
let
would
me.
have given him the car.
but I
he'd
feel
be
like he
"Get out."
he wouldn't have picked on you that day because he doesn't have the time.
And I have Arizona plates.
Yeah,
That's
Arizona
gotten me
plates are
out
the
of
key.
so much stuff up here. It blows me away.
Where are you at now for that car? 15?
12.
12, sorry.
12. I've been pulled over 12 times in that car.
Every single time. Well, I'm from Arizona. Okay,
If you're
man.
looking to see that picture or that car, we'll have it up online.
No, it's all, yeah, you
It's
can
all-
find it. It's real easy.
Hard to miss.
So, following that, the same week,
Actually, a day later.
a day later, Ryan calls me, pissed. His nice Passat SEL.
Yes.
The cleanest Passat TDI in the goddamn country.
Met the demise by a deer.
Fucking deer.
Deer. How many deer have you hit in your life?
Oh, God. 15, 20.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
I've hit one.
My old Duramax had 8. Four
Deer with one truck.
I hit 8 deer in one truck. So I had 4 bedsides. I think 3 fenders, a grill, headlights, 2 doors, and I had a pheasant get the grill in the windshield too.
Quit driving in the ditch, asshole.
Was this just driving down to Iowa?
No, this is just driving up by me in the Barrens, and the
Yeah.
craziest one. So the one that I hit 4 in one shot.
Yeah.
And then that's the time I got stabbed by a deer. I got stabbed by a goddamn deer after I totaled my fucking truck.
Just mows them down.
No, it was
Dunk.
I was taking my friend's dad home from the bar because he was too shit-housed, and I was sober, so I'm like, yeah, we'll go this way. He's like, slow down, there might be deer. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, man.
What do you
And as soon as he said that, it was just, I collected them all. So then I get out to look at my truck, and there's a deer with 4 broken legs there. And I'm like, all right, I'll do the right thing, and I'll go over and kill her. So I went to slit her throat. I slit her throat. The damn thing kicks the knife into my thigh. So I have a Benchmade knife in my thigh. There is a deer squirming around, bleeding everywhere. My truck is just demolished.
You're bleeding.
And my wife and my buddy's drunk dad are just like, did that just happen? And I'm like, I'm over this today. So yes, I've hit a fair amount of deer. And then this was the worst one because I didn't even have a chance to like.
It worked out awesome for me though, because Ryan just got brand new snow tires, and I was planning on driving across the country with bent wheels, and I was like, "Hey man,
literally that was the
I noticed
first
we
thing
have
I
the same
thought
bolt
of.
pattern."
That was the first thing I thought of too.
Of course you did.
Because I'm like, I hit the deer and I was in a spot I couldn't turn around, and I called Drew and I'm pissed, and I'm like, all right, well I can't have fucking nice things. I'm like, hey, you need some wheels for your trip down south? And he's like, why? I'm like, because my car is totaled. So do you want them? And he's like, yes.
Yeah,
Like maybe 200 miles on these tires.
yeah,
That's right.
it was awesome.
It seems like a long time ago. It's a crazy couple months.
It was,
Yeah,
bro.
it was.
It was 2 months ago.
So then I became now I have a 2011 Sportwagen.
Yep, same.
6-speed Manuel, leather interior, silver exterior.
Yep. So Ryan and I have matching Jetta Sport wagons. Mine's white, his is silver.
Funny story, both broke and had the exact same problem on the same day.
Yeah, that was weird. Well, it was negative
it was
30.
cold as
I
hell
don't
out.
blame anybody for
Wait,
that.
was this when did this happen?
Right when I got back.
Right when we got back at.
I was trying to pass a car, and the whole thing went into limp mode, and I was like, called Ryan, obviously, and then I'm like, dude, something happened. He's like, shut off, turn it back on. I'm like, all right. Did it, fixed it. All right, took off, hauled ass, got to his house, check engine light was on. The next day, Ryan's going to work, drops a gear to pass a guy, boom, limp mode. Shuts
Same
it off, turns
code,
it back
both
on. Like,
What the heck?
what the heck?
God, the Envy's 2011.
We're like, oh, at least we got the same car. We know what's going on. So, Brody, you're producing a show for Snowcross, Sledhead
Yeah.
24/7 Snowcross show.
Yep.
Your guys' season has been weekend after weekend.
So
Grueling.
with Sledhead now, we took it and we're following the Snowcross series as a documentary style.
And then the one weekend you did have off, you went out west to unveil the new sleds.
Yes.
The new
so that
2022.
so get this. This is when it got really. So I had 2 shows. Joe, or the other producer, Joe, had like another 2 or 3 because he has ones go out every single week.
Yeah.
So the week that him and I are gone, he needed a show out. So now we have to do within like 5 days, 5 to 7 days. I think it's less than 7. I know that. It was like 5 days. I had to get 2 Sledhead shows done.
Dude,
Wow.
Oh my God. I didn't leave the kitchen table.
you are
I
a
bet
glutton
none.
for
I was
pain.
like, just pulling, dragging, snapping, cracking, popping. Like it was just nuts.
Isn't that a song?
Yeah, he just made it.
I know.
I just made that.
So the
And then go out west.
Yeah.
And then, well, the same week too, as that was happening, all the manufacturers had media press day basically on Zoom or whatever. So I had to look at all the new sleds while I'm editing and like look and like, okay, this is coming out. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool.
oh neat.
And so then I'm writing these down and taking notes and then editing and boom, boom. And then next week, get all the shows done, get the Sledhead, Snowcross shows, all the CBS shows, fly out. And then as soon as I didn't even feel relaxed even flying. I was like, oh my God,
What do I have to do?
what do I have to do next? and so then I fly out and then I'm out west for a full week testing or filming and testing the new products and getting getting everybody's opinions on them, and then coming back and now still editing that stuff and still doing some Sledhead stuff. But if Sledhead was like last year was all just product reviews,
Yeah.
and we still do that, but it was more for the full show.
Damn.
But now we just do it on the side and also put it in our CBS shows where they can fit, but then live stream YouTube. So it's like, oh my gosh, I still have to do that. But yeah. So
Yeah, because I got back 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
3.
Yeah.
see, I didn't.
And I was like, Brody, let's shoot another, let's do another podcast. And he's like, sure, let me pencil you in. Today was the first day you could pencil me in.
Yeah, here we are.
Like yesterday at 2 this morning at 2 a.m. He's
It
like,
took us.
we still on for Thursday? And I'm like,
Yeah.
you mean today?
It took us setting up
Still
that
on.
video, our video on what day did we do that?
Oh, dude, yeah. Half the
Monday?
stuff you guys send me, I'm like,
We
yeah,
sent him a thing on Monday, and he's
2
like,
weeks later.
okay, we have to do this.
Yeah.
yeah. You guys send like, yeah, check this out, and I'm like 3 days later, oh, that's cool.
That was neat. What was neat?
Yeah. Who's this?
What happened? So Ryan has jumped ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
big
God,
time.
here we
This is
go.
like the total opposite of what this
Yeah.
podcast is.
But you got to pay the bills, everybody.
Yeah, you do.
And it's not horrible. You gotta. Ryan's our man on the inside talking to us about the other side. So Ryan is
Brody and a straw.
making sound effects. Ryan is taking a job with Tesla.
Yep.
So Ryan works for an electric car company.
What'd he say?
Both dicks.
So Ryan works for an electric car company, which is super ironic. And actually caught flack the first day for having a diesel car.
Yeah, that got brought up real quick by my coworkers. They're
Let's hear about. I didn't even hear this. So do tell.
so I go in and we do the how do you do's and it's a corporate environment, so they're all like, oh, tell something about yourself and that. And as we're walking in the back to go do some training or whatever in the shop, the one guy's like, so I couldn't help but notice you drive a Volkswagen. I'm like, yes, sir. And he's like, what do you got for an engine? I'm like, that's a TDI, sir. And he's like, isn't that one of those ones that should be off the road? And I'm like, no, there should be more on the road. And
No
he's
way.
like, dude. And he's like, nitrogen, oxygen of nitrogen are really harmful for the environment. I'm like, oh, man, this is going to be rough. I go, yeah, cool, man.
Here we go, boys.
I go until I can afford a battery-powered vehicle, I'm going to run diesels. But, it's a really neat environment to work in, and it's completely different than the 16 years in the dealership industry of gas-powered engines that I've been in. So every day is kind of a new learning environment, but it definitely does bring up a lot of things. Like, I cannot tell you how many people I told I was going to Tesla, and they're like, they'd stop and go, wait a minute, aren't you on a diesel podcast where you do nothing but fuck off and do burnouts with your friends? And I'm like, yeah.
You damn
I
near,
mean, that's kind of the thing.
like like in your coffee, you have a little splash of diesel in there.
Yeah.
You're like,
Well, I love them. I still rock. I have my TDI. I would show up to work every damn day.
Yeah. And we need to get that thing straight pipe.
Yeah, soon.
Oh
Because
my
I'm
God.
starting.
Freak some people
I am
out.
so bored of driving that thing stock.
Man, I drove a stock Jetta Sport Wagon all winter, and it's
Lame.
tough.
And
But
it's DSG too.
yeah, but at the same time, I bought.
How many cars did you buy in Arizona, by the way?
Oh, jeez.
yeah, I've heard of.
I've seen the pictures.
A couple.
No, come on.
No, we
don't-
need a number from
don't
when you
know.
were gone
A proper
till
number.
now. How many have you bought?
Like TDIs or just vehicles?
Vehicles.
Vehicles.
You really have to think about this?
Yes. I don't know.
What do you do, Don?
Mark IV wagon.
Yeah. So the Mark IV wagon.
06.
04
Two.
sedan.
2,
04 sedan.
06 sedan.
3,
06 F350.
4.
06 F3. No, that was a 250.
250, sorry.
F250.
It's 4.
Yeah, there was another 06 in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
5.
Oh, yeah, the 06 Jetta.
It says 5. I feel like I bought another one. Oh, and then I just bought that 2013 Golf.
Oh, yeah, up here.
you did 6 cars within
2 months.
2 months.
Oh my
How many do we currently have?
2
06.
that I own or are in my possession.
No, that are in the fleet. We count the fleet because just because you bought them in.
Well, I still have them all in the fleet.
we got rid of
roll-
the F250.
Except for the F250.
So let me get out of 6. How many do you still have?
5.
I got rid of 1.
That's good for us, though. Come on.
Yeah, I guess.
I sold one. Okay, let's be
And
okay with that.
we got people coming this Saturday to look at one.
Yeah, and then the one was really cool because my buddy hit me up, and people hit me up all the time, like, "Hey man, find me a TDI."
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
I'm like,
Yeah, I know.
all right. So I'm like, what do you want? And then they're like, I have options, and you're like, yeah, you have options. You
What
want a manual?
color?
You
You
want
want
a
leather?
color? Like, what do you want?
Oh, yeah. No, serious.
So he gave me a laundry list, and I looked it up, and lo and behold, there was one not far from Ryan's shop. We went and looked at it. It was awesome and a hell of a deal. So I bought it for him.
Please tell about the kid that we bought it from.
Which one?
Oh, I don't know, mister. All my 12 valves are gummed up, and I can't
That's
get them
true.
started, and they're pieces of shit.
Yeah, this kid had 12 valves at his house.
All of them.
And one was just running. And it was when it was negative 30 out. So
Yeah,
he's like,
super cold.
He's like, I wasn't gelled up. I just got it started, and the other 3 won't start. And I'm like, sweet. And then he's got a 2013 Golf with the CJAA motor, which is a common rail. So he's got a common rail, and then he's like, I want to sell that one and go back
ALH.
to like a pump deuce or an ALH, which is like the mechanical valve, the mechanical version of
Yep.
a TDI.
He did the typical 12 valve. He's like, shit's stupid. Can't
Yeah,
tune it.
I can't tune it with a flathead screwdriver. So he's literally like dumping this thing for Blue Book. Like I think $5,800 is what we got it for.
Was that the end? I thought it was less than that.
No, it was $5,800.
It was 5,800. It was rock bottom cheap.
Yeah.
And I hated, like, we went and drove it. And the first thing I did, I looked at Drew and I said, there is nothing wrong with this car.
Yeah,
I hate this. We can't even screw the guy down. Like,
Jesus.
this
we
is
couldn't
too
talk him
good.
down, but then we just offered him a low price and he took it. So it was pretty neat. And then my buddy bought it from me right away. I was like, hey man, this is the car, this is the price. And he was like, yep, sold. And I was like, dang it.
We were both really bummed because we both wanted it.
I could have sold that car like 5 times.
I wanted it for me.
Yeah. So I was like, son of a gun. But yeah, so we got rid of it. So I have that currently at my house because my buddy has to fly up from Arizona
To drive it home, yeah.
Yeah, so Benny, he's my buddy, and he took 4 days off of work, and this sounds just epic to me. Like such
Yeah.
a good time. He's gonna fly to Minneapolis. I'm gonna pick him up at the airport, and then him and his buddy are gonna road trip back to Arizona.
It's the dream, dude.
like
yeah.
straight through Wyoming, down through Salt Lake, like check out Utah,
Oh,
the
no way.
Rockies,
That's
With
perfect.
this brand new car that me and Drew are going to go through this weekend and make perfect for him.
and it's gonna cost him like $50 in fuel.
Literally.
Yeah, serious.
I literally drove from my parents' house in Minnesota to Flagstaff, Arizona. It cost me $76.
Sport wagon life, yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And I slept in it because it's roomy.
It's huge. With
It is.
With a small dog.
They're a roomy.
Yeah.
They're a roomy car.
I know Wiener Dog was all curled up.
Yep. Oh, perfect. Yeah, so that's what we've been up to. Two months. Here we are. Made it back.
Doesn't it seems like it, but it doesn't. I don't know.
It
But-
seems crazy. It seems like forever ago, but it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that seasonal stuff. Like we don't see Brody all winter because Brody doesn't exist when he's working.
No.
We have nothing to do with snowmobiles.
And we know nothing about. Like you and I rode some the other day, and I'm like, so this is what this is like, huh?
Yeah.
But you jumped on something that's like, holy crap, that nobody else has really stepped on yet.
What?
Didn't you guys step on something brand new?
No.
No.
Or you just looked at it?
I drove
Yeah.
one of Scuba's old.
Yeah, that was in
Oh,
1998.
So yeah, the first weekend
XC
back, we
440.
get sucked into the beater cross race flagging.
Oh my God,
Almost
that was
died.
the best.
That was so much fun.
The best part about that, I knew you guys were there. I'm like, oh, Drew, Ryan, we're all excited to see each other. And I was like, yeah. Then we meet it when it's like negative 30 below.
It was damn cool.
But then you guys are out tracking and you're ripping around on sleds.
No,
I'm like,
my
what is
favorite-
going on?
My favorite is like we roll up to Brody. I give him a hug from the front. Ryan gives him a hug from the back, and it immediately got weird. And it was the funniest thing.
I didn't know I should have brought that up. I kept that out of that.
Everybody around us is staring at Brody's like, this is weird. I'm like, it's only as weird as you make it, man. I miss you.
And I'm
so
over there
good.
taking videos and photos and shit. And also I'm like, this people are really going to be like, who is this kid?
Yep. And then our buddy Andrew, who put the race on, he walks up to Ryan and I, and he's like, "Guys, I'm -6 flaggers. Like, you gotta help me." And I'm like, "I just came from Arizona where it's 75, and it's -30 now."
And
so
I brought no good
Negative
clothes for this.
75.
let's try it. And then so they gave me a snowmobile, which I never.
That was stupid.
I crashed it.
It was amazing.
And then
You saw that.
There was plenty of things I saw.
I
crashing
literally
in front
watched
of everyone.
Drew, like, it started to tip, and then he just stepped off and waved at it as it tumbled down the hill. And it wasn't like a little snowmobile. It was this giant, what was that thing? It was huge.
Polaris Titan.
It took like 6 people to flip the damn thing back over.
So it was a Polaris Titan?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the new, those are.
And the best thing is
The
the dude
adventure
who
sleds.
owned
Adventure,
it,
yep.
he's a
But
buddy
they're
of
better.
ours.
They're better than that, though.
Sure.
Better than Adventure.
Yeah.
I tested them back.
Brody's a snowmobile connoisseur. I don't know. It's got skis, a track. All I know is the back seat had heated hand grips, and when Drew and I did
was
the national
roomy.
track later on with it, was sweet.
National track.
Yeah, we went on the big track and did some jumps. He's like, "You think this thing will get air?" And I'm like, "Oh God, okay, here we go."
Can you imagine being that one guy in the woods watching you two? Sending it.
Hopefully, just laughing.
Hopefully they understood how much fun we were having.
Yeah, that was
They'd be
amazing.
like, if any drone guy was in the air, he'd be like, what in the heck is going on over here?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah, so little fun fact about Drew is Drew used to be a part of this little company called Sludnex, and our
Yeah,
buddy
and
Joe.
he says he knows nothing about snowmobiles.
no,
so
he was an athlete manager and also MC guy, which is hilarious. I would have loved to have seen him in his all white gear and his white Oakleys back in the day,
Looking like a
drinking
member of the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Backstreet's back, all right, man. Yeah. So like,
Who is this guy?
Sludnex were
Yeah.
kind of their crazy freestyle guys, and like,
Yep.
he wrecks the snowmobile, and then we go upstairs, and the Joe, our buddy who owns it, he's like, "Who the hell is driving that?" And Drew's like, "Hello," and he's like, "God damn it, who let you drive a sled? You're a Sludnex kid. You break everything."
Yep.
And he's like, "Yeah, well, I mean,
Here we are.
And then-
-6 guys."
I think all that Drew needed to do is raise his hand, and they right away it was like, oh, this all makes sense.
Well, that was a mistake.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was dumb.
I didn't even know we hired you for the weekend.
They didn't.
They didn't. We just showed up. I almost died like 5 times. It was sweet.
Yep.
It was a good time.
I was like, "That was your payment." Getting the Recta sled.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Everybody's
All
pumped.
So, exciting news. Firepunk Diesel has broke into the threes.
About damn time. Those boys earned it.
Yeah.
They've been working really goddamn hard at this.
That was incredible, though.
It was so good.
And they're at an event of all street cars, like non-diesel cars.
Yeah.
That's what was really cool. And they're on like a main stage for diesel racing. And then they bust out one of the cleanest burning diesels out there.
And did you see that run, though?
Yeah.
I have yet to see a diesel drag car hook that goddamn hard and then keep the power.
The best part was they had all the power and then they have to back it down. Like every time they were trying to break into the threes, they have to back power off because they just keep blowing the tires off that thing.
Something Drew does not do. Not back.
I just do a heater all the way down the track. Like, wow, that was incredible.
Drew's new nitrous tank is proof of that.
Yep, I did.
Drew is now the proud father of a 15-pound, 0 ounce
Nitrous bottle.
nitrous express bottle.
How about we just say stay tuned?
Which will be getting ghetto fogged.
Yeah.
So congrats to Levon and the boys. That
was so awesome.
I'm really excited for the way diesel racing is going because it's becoming more mainstream. Like you watch the burnout events and the drag racing events, things of that nature, and it's just the more you see diesel trucks come into it, like not only are they pulling the vehicles to the track, but they're also competing at the track quite aggressively.
And doing well.
Yep. So it's not a budget form of racing yet, but it's definitely a way to get at the track and have a good time with your buddies.
I mean,
So,
we definitely have fun doing it.
every time.
Like, and honestly, the way that they're tuning that car too, it's not some ungodly bellowy smoke machine,
No.
and it's being tuned correctly, and they're putting in the work.
Yes.
And it's the proof is in the pudding. Obviously, I mean, look what they did.
Yeah. No, that's the incredible part is they literally went down the track. Later on, they were low fours consistently, which was really cool. And then they actually went into the night show competing with the actual cars.
Yeah.
I think I remember a video Levon put out on the Firepunk page about how he watched the car he was competing against compete the year before, 2 years before, and just talked about how cool that car was and how awesome it was. And one day they would be on that stage.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later to the date, they're racing that guy.
Yeah.
And like that's just cool to be a part of the big show like that. Like that's what's really going to be neat about the diesel industry going forward.
And of all teams, those guys have put in the work.
Yeah.
I mean, like serious hours. I mean, like every video I see of them is just testing.
Yeah.
Test hit, data.
And then that engine they put together with D&J was 3,000 on the dyno.
Mm-hmm.
So on the motor dyno or engine dyno.
Yeah.
It did 3,000 horse, which was huge.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So it's really neat to see that and then have it be competitive. This isn't just some dyno monster either. Like
No.
they're actually taking
put
this
it
thing
down.
and- yep, they're taking this thing and running it down the track. So really pumped for the boys, really excited for them. I hope one day we get a chance to actually speak with them, get some actual insight on them. Like we're just
for sure.
outsiders looking in, but
Yeah.
as true fans of this and excited about the industry and the way it's going, like I can truly say I'm really excited for what's going to happen in the future here.
Yeah, my phone blew up as soon as that happened. Like three or four of the buddies all texted like, "Holy shit, they did it!"
Yeah, I don't have much for anything else going on, so I kind of follow the diesel industry as close as I can, honestly. But unlike Brody, I don't have a job like him, so I don't have to worry about working 7 days a week.
Yep, every
Drew and
day.
I have a little bit more idle time than poor Brody here.
Yeah, but that's where, hopefully in the future here we'll have more time.
Yep.
Go do some cool stuff.
Maybe Brody can be part of the hood rat shit we do.
Yep.
Oh, it's coming.
I know, I can't wait.
Already got Drew already gave me some dates and
Yeah.
whatnot, so we're ready to
Oh, good. I wish I could get some dates.
surprise, motherfucker.
You're married, Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah, like that's ever stopped me from doing anything.
I'm engaged. It's a whole
His
different
engagement will
situation.
stop him from more shit than my marriage does.
Marriage
No,
might stop
because
some
guess
dates,
what?
though.
You guys forgot something.
I don't get dates. Come on, dude. You see me?
Come on.
Really? Have
You
you
know-
seen me? Like, although I do think some buckle bunnies with the diesel truck might find me to be fetching, but I mean, that seems like work, and I'd rather have their truck than them.
100%. I get that.
Pop that hood. No.
Next part of news. One of my favorite Instagram. What are they, influencers?
Okay.
I'm right here.
Who? Yeah, what's up?
I don't even know if he would consider himself that, but Josh McCormick, I've been watching him since he was a 12-valve kid. So he's a 12-valve kid, and he switched after UCC. I remember him going to UCC trying to do qualifiers and just struggling with that 12-valve. And he ended up working for a company, Power Driven Diesel, who specializes in 12 valves. And he switched to common rails and started doing the bleep bloops on the computer so that way he could actually start tuning. And
Can't see Drew, but he's typing in front of his
Yes.
hands right now.
bleep blooping away. And he literally is. If you watch this kid on any
so
Instagram
funny.
or YouTube, the kid's hilarious. And I say kid, he's a full grown man.
The dude.
he's got a kid and a wife, and he's more put together than I am.
Oh dear God.
But he actually goes out and does cool stuff with his buddies, and I absolutely love that part of him. He goes out and he blows up engines, blows up turbos.
All the time.
And he works at a diesel shop, and you'd think, oh man, he just gets free stuff. He does
Nope.
not. I'm sure of it. I've worked at enough corporations and companies where
enough performance.
they don't.
companies.
No.
Yeah, they don't care what you're up to. If you wreck stuff, like you got to pay for it yourself. So I know this kid's paying out of pocket.
Yeah.
And he just keeps crushing it, and I absolutely love it. And the recent acquisition from him is a D&J deck plate engine.
Nope.
And he came out with his deck plate, and he's got it in his truck, and he's got it broken. And his 2020 season with racing being hindered by everything, he actually went out and still did fun things. He went and did King of the Street. He
That
went
was a fun video series.
Oh my
was
God.
so
that looked like such a blast.
It
That-
looked like I want to do it so bad.
from that road trip to breaking down at the actual event to breaking down on the way home, and then having a barbecue in the back of the truck with his bosses. Like,
and then buying a motor.
Yeah.
Buying a motor for some rando dude. Said, hey, if you can meet me at the pass, I'll give you this much for it.
while he's broken down, he gets an engine for his truck. It was amazing.
It was so good.
But yeah, so huge fan of Josh. I absolutely love watching this guy, watching his YouTube channel, watching his
Well, him and his
Instagram.
friends, like that whole crew. That whole crew, you can tell everyone just has a blast.
Yep. Yeah. And it's just, and then Meyer, his buddy, Meyer, just built a truck for his dad, which I absolutely think is awesome. Built a sweet 12 valve, I think it was. I'm not sure. I don't know much
I
about
don't remember.
mechanical trucks, but
No, I don't
I
either.
want to say that wasn't a 12 valve. But it was really cool that Meyer built one for his dad. So those guys are sweet. I'd love to meet them one day. Love to have them on the show. That would be awesome if we could do that. But I'm just so excited to see what Josh and Meyer and all
I'm
the
excited
boys.
for this season. I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many big hitters coming out this year.
Yep. So pump, Josh. If you hear this for some reason, I would love to have
Hit
you
us
on the
up,
show, and I would love to
please.
talk to you about that new deck plate. That thing is sweet.
We're big fans.
But moving
us up.
forward on excited for the race season, ODSS just announced that they are going to have a full round at UCC. So that means at UCC, you're
yeah.
going to be able to watch.
Those are the dates I was talking about.
Hold on, we'll get to that. This is a part of it.
You
So we're
hold
going
your damn horse.
at ODS or at UCC, we're going to be able to watch the trucks do the triathlon, as I like to call it.
The truck triathlon, which is epic.
Truck triathlon. So you're doing drag racing, you're doing dyno, and you're doing sled pull, and those trucks are awesome. ODSS is the pro mod trucks. So I'm 90% sure they're full tube chassis trucks
Most are.
with fat rear tires.
Oh
They-
shit.
They're a proper drag truck.
Yeah. And that's the one that Levon and the Fire Punk crew just went.
Isn't there a car in there too?
Oh yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Ryan Milliken. He's
Yep.
got a Nova, I want to say now, or Chevelle. I can't remember. But yeah, they're bringing diesel powered cars in now.
It's gonna be sick.
Yes, and they're running low fours and now high threes, which is awesome. And so that's going to be at the show too, and that's going to be huge. And our big announcement:
And
Dan's Diesel Performance is having a burnout
hell yeah.
contest.
The most important thing to happen to our life.
We are so excited because there is a $10,000 purse up for grabs. So
shit.
we are fully prepared to burn the van to the ground.
So yeah, that phone call was amazing. Drew's like, so did you see the news? And I'm like,
Well, it wasn't
"No."
news yet. We got a
yeah,
little
yeah.
insider information from a little bird. I can't tell names.
We all have birds.
We
It
knew
just depends
this was
where.
happening before it was released. So I was chomping at the bit. I don't even think.
So,
I'm still pumped. I'm so amped right now.
My phone calls from Drew usually, like, if it's during the middle of the day, I'll answer. It's either he broke down somewhere or he's like crazy excited. So he's like, dude. I'm like, okay, are you good? He's like, yes, you got him in. I'm like, sure, dude. And he's like, okay, so you're not going to believe this, but there's going to be a burnout competition at UCC. And I'm like, so what does this mean for me? And he's like,
Pack your
so
bags.
how much do you like your van? And I'm like,
Ryan's got a new nickname. His nickname's Ryan the Regulator.
Ryan the regular.
Yeah, this was a name I got last night.
Last night, because this is where my 15-pound bottle of nitrous comes in.
Hello.
Oh dear God.
I don't have time or knowledge. Let's be honest with that on how to plumb nitrous. I have no idea what I'm doing. But what I do
You mean
know,
regulate nitrous?
yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, plumbing, it's
I mean,
kind of foreign to me too.
I know how to do it all too, but you keep going, yeah, whatever.
Drew,
shut up.
it's either you don't do it at all or you go wide open.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna run a steel braided line straight to the front of the turbo, and I'm gonna have Ryan the regulator sitting in the passenger seat for
Running
the
the
burnout,
nitrous bottle.
running the nitrous bottle. So it's gonna be like if you ever watch those competitions where people drive with the steering wheel and then the guy next to him has the pedals.
Yeah, I'm the nitrous pedal.
It's like
He's the nitrous pedal.
Ryan's gonna be the nitrous pedal. So if anyone from UCC hears this or Dan's Diesel Performance hears this, please give us a large arena. I
want to be able to tip in.
want to come down hot at 40, 50 mile an hour and just tip that thing in and do the most
It's gonna be
heroic,
stupid.
like
Aussie style burnout.
Yes.
Like that's what Drew keeps sending me. He sent me a hype video of best of Australian burnouts and tip-ins last night. He's like, getting ready for this year? And I'm like, so like me and my kid last night for like 2 hours straight are just watching Aussie tip-ins.
yeah.
And my kid, who's 6, he's like, why are we watching this? I'm like, oh, well, Drew wants to do this with the van. And he's like, really?
Yeah.
This is my 6-year-old.
I keep texting Ryan. I'm like, dude, we need to weld the rear end solid. Like, get the Lincoln locker out. We're gonna stuff that bitch, and then
You know what? We should
I'm
actually
just
have
dreading opening up
if-
that pan because it's
if-
going to reek.
If we end
Yeah,
up doing some stuff to the van, we gotta we'll do some video. Some,
Oh, yeah.
Well, we
gra-
have to.
we'll keep you updated. But
yeah.
then
No, the van's
We
gonna.
finally
anybody's
looked
that-
at it the other day to see what was actually wrong with it after the fire.
After we already signed it up for the event, we're like, we
Then
should
we
probably
looked
get
at
it running. Yeah. So we start calling around for parts and whatnot. So we're working on. The van currently does not run. So
I mean,
Long
most of you, I
story.
hope, have seen the video and saw the fire.
yes, but we have till the end of May to get it running, which is plenty of time to
Which
get it.
in Drew Ryan time is like 5 years.
Yeah.
We'll wait till like the day before and hook the shit
I'll
together.
do it on the way down.
Yeah, no, on the trailer.
He will.
You will not. You'll drive and I'll be in the damn van.
You know what?
yeah, you'll be fixing it.
You know what would be sweet? We should find like one of those welding rig kids. Think it'd be any pipeliners at UCC?
Yeah, 100%. I guarantee it.
Like,
I
let's
hope
get
so,
one of them
'cause
to
those are
bring
my
us-
favorite trucks.
Oh, I love those things.
Those are
Let's
my
get one of
favorite
those
trucks.
guys to show up and like fire up his welder and like stick weld the diff solid.
I
Like, I want the little pancake welding mask that they use, and like I just want that dude under the van just.
mean, not to be, beggars
No, I
can't
can
be
do it
choosers,
too.
but if there's any pipeliner chicks out there that can weld,
Hey,
Just
did
asking.
you know? I actually do know one that welds.
A pipeliner chick?
Yes.
Who?
does she have her own truck though?
Let's look it up on Instagram.
Yeah,
I
what
don't
about-
know her name. I just know her.
Oh, you don't know her? Then if you don't know her name,
Oh my God. I don't know if she's a pipeliner, but yes, I do know somebody.
Who is she? Do we know her?
do we know?
no.
Where's she from?
Princeton.
Ah.
If my buddy's
makes
listening, that's a diesel guy up north in Princeton, hears me throw her name out, he'd be like, I broke up with that bitch. Like, and then I'll be like,
Now I
"Ugh."
can't talk to her.
So you're saying she can weld stuff?
Yes, she welds better than he does.
'Cause
Actually,
I don't-
a lot of guys.
I-
he even said she did.
Let's get in there then.
Yeah, I'm just.
But if you really want a small guy that can get under small places, I'm your
Why?
guy.
I got you.
Can you weld?
Yes.
Can you? What?
Really?
You
I can,
sandbagging son of a
I
bitch.
can weld.
And you can weld?
Kind of. My eye still kind of makes it hard, but I got it.
I can weld.
When I met Ryan,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I
when I
almost
met
went to
Ryan-
school for it too.
Did you?
Yes.
Huh.
That was one of my things I wanted to do, but I was like,
You probably don't want to weld my whole life.
yeah, well,
it's harsh, man.
weld myself to a truck or something.
Jesus Christ.
When I met Ryan, he had a patch over his eye. I think I've brought
I
this
had
up many times.
16 stitches in my left eye.
And he
when I
told
met
us
You
he,
would look like a pirate.
he told us he was a welder.
I was before the eye.
So we called him the one-eyed pirate welder.
No way.
Yes, that was.
If
my
you could
name.
have seen the welds on my roll cage,
it was fucking horrible. I'm sorry.
it's pretty bad.
My
you
depth, my depth perception has never recovered from that.
Well, yeah, he lost an eye.
I know.
Like,
What do
yeah.
they call it?
My eye is twitching now thinking about that. Jesus.
Now you're. What do they call it? Lying some dimes,
Yeah, stacking dimes.
stacking dimes. That's the,
I know the lingo because I spend enough time on
It's
Instagram.
like
I lay
stack
meth
of
heads.
dimes.
I lay meth heads, not dimes.
Weird.
Oh God.
There we are.
You get what I mean?
All right.
But yes,
Not like that. What kind of white trash perv do you think I am?
Oh man.
but no.
I'm your
yeah.
sister.
my dad actually has the whole setup at home. So
Really?
Neat. I mean, so do I. So you
maybe
can
we
come over
should
and
do
mold
that.
it. Yeah, you should do it. Rody.
pull it in right in the shop and
No, I want like. Is it in the back of his truck?
Not it. I shouldn't say in the truck. It's in the back of the shop.
I want in the back of the
want
truck.
I know, I do
truck loader.
too.
I want somebody to show up at the house and do it.
I think it'd be hilarious if I did it because I have no idea how to weld.
Actually, we should let you do it.
So then people.
That diff is already dickered.
No, I mean like I want to buy a welding rig.
Oh god.
And just drive it around, and people will be
Here's
like,
the
hey,
deal.
"Can you weld this real quick?" I'll be
Like the
"I
Kelderman
can't."
truck.
Yeah,
That's the only reason why I wanted to be a welder was right there because he wanted to get the truck, the whole setup.
dude,
and like,
it's so sweet.
Could you imagine Drew with like the Kelderman truck and like, hey man, you want to help me out with this? And he'd be like, I actually do not know how to turn any of this on.
yeah, I know.
No clue what I'm doing.
Hey, there's
I
a
just bought
macchiato
it
machine.
just
in
to
the back.
have it in my shop.
There's a macchiato machine in the back. I can fire that bitch up.
I hope Austin's listening to this because, so funny fact, I actually used to be a service guy for a heavy equipment excavating company. So I was the mechanic service guy. Obviously things break all the time. I had a welder in the back of my service truck. No clue how to use it. So like I literally had to like have other people use it for me. I'd be like, yeah, this is how you turn it on, and then I'd fire it up and be like, here you go. And so Austin is my buddy of mine, and he has no idea how to weld either. So him and I would be in the pit like trying to like weld stuff. Like we would
You're
spend
just
all
like
day-
hot glue gun, like,
Oh yeah. Like
Oh my God.
I'm not even kidding. It took me a year to figure out my mask didn't work. I was like, I am blind. Like, why can I not see anything? Like, this is
Yeah.
really bright.
Are you sure? Are you sure Austin didn't set you up?
No, he had no idea.
I didn't think he would either.
No clue. So yeah, neither of us know. How to
Oh
weld.
my god! I can just see you two laughing your asses off. Like, is this how we do this? I don't know.
Like, I hope my old boss ever listens to this because he was a shitbag, and I'm so glad that Austin and I wasted so much time on that job, just having the time of our lives. It was awesome.
But no, we need to weld. Bring it on over.
Let's do
Cool.
it.
I'd like to see this
Yep.
All right.
We got the whole deal at home.
because I'm not doing it.
This is episode 2 of our podcast. So episode 2 of our podcast, we're going to start getting into guests. Our first guest is near and dear to my heart, everybody. So our first guest is actually my father. So my father is the reason I got into diesels. I grew up on an agricultural background on the farm, and it's really, really cool to like see old mechanical diesels and things like that, like old cab over Pete's, the old trucks like that really make me happy. So I have my dad to thank for that. So without further ado, Dad.
Mike Schultz.
Mike, as some people might call him. Mike, how you doing tonight?
Good, great.
Nice. That's awesome. So we're just chatting a little bit before the show. So you actually graduated in 1969, and when do you first remember diesel trucks coming out, diesel pickups, anything like that?
I believe it was the late 60s and then all the way through the 70s. The first Chevys came out with the diesel.
And would you consider that reliable?
No,
This is northern Minnesota, though, right?
Yeah.
Mid
Central Minnesota.
Sorry, northern Wisconsin is still central Minnesota.
Yeah.
Come on now.
So
yeah. It was, you had to plug them in all the time, keep them plugged in. They're always gelling with fuel. It was hard to keep them running decent.
yeah.
It was just a lot of work, but there was a few out there, a lot of diehards going on, but
So why did people run diesel back then if it was such a pain?
because they were all farmers and they could use it out of the same diesel tank then as their tractors were used out of.
And then was red diesel a thing back then?
No, it was not.
Okay. So just
No.
was all diesel taxed or was no diesel taxed?
No diesel tax. That's why they went to
that makes
diesel
sense.
pickups and everything.
Huh.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And there was a little more power in them, than gasoline
Yeah.
engines back then.
Torque.
Well, that was before turbos.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh,
Basically, yes.
Jesus.
that's painful. So they were slow to say the least. You guys didn't even you didn't even fathom making these things fast at all. Like you grew up with, name some of the muscle cars you had growing up.
So I had the first car was a Torino GT
Dang.
with a 350 cubic inch, 1970.
Nice.
That was and then I traded that off a year and a half later for a 1969 Boss 302.
And you still have that one?
I wish I did. Yeah.
Weird. You sound just like your son.
I wish I did too. I wish you did too.
Train.
Boy, if I still had that car, I wouldn't let Andrew drive it.
Yeah.
That's for
What?
Nobody. No way.
All whopping 120 horse.
I don't know why everyone keeps saying that, but
sure. Yeah. Then I got into a little trouble with it, so I had to get rid of it so I could go to town again.
That sounds
And
familiar.
I traded it for a 318 Challenger, 318 cubic inch.
and at any point were you like, you know what, I'm a soup the farm truck up?
No. Because there was no such thing as souped up farm trucks,
Yeah.
just muscle cars.
You didn't have any Hong Kong Whirly Boys or
Nagasaki Noise Boys.
No, there was nothing back then.
No nitrous.
The only way is to put bigger injectors in, that type of thing to get more fuel to it.
you did have
but
injectors
they're-
back then?
Yes, yep.
Oh,
That's the only way diesels ran, is with injectors.
well, right, but I,
I
didn't know
get that, but I mean, like the idea of swapping them never occurred to me. I just thought that, like, a standard tractor or truck came out, and that's just what you ran.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Without
yeah.
turbos, I just don't
You
get
could
it.
increase the flow, and get a little more power out of it. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I've heard of some people doing it.
Well, that this was back in the day or now?
In the day.
Yeah. Huh. Did they just? I bet they just rolled soot.
No, everybody was smoking then.
Yeah.
The diesel vehicles, the tractors, and everything just smoked in the field.
Oh, the
Just overclock the
the
pump,
glory
which I-
days.
Oh yeah, the tractors.
just rolling soot, plowing fields.
Plowing
Oh,
the chisel
my
plow,
God.
just rolling soot.
The only pollution then was diesel fumes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
exactly.
You're the reason we have the EPA, Dad. what the
job.
heck?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Straight
man.
pipe direct inject.
Yeah, that's
See
all
that
it
one
was.
man out driving around? Yep, we're gonna. Yep.
That guy, we got him.
Yeah, we got him.
So then, like, do you remember diesels developing, or did you just kind of like it was an implement for you? You just used it for what it was, and like that was it.
It was basically, we used the tractors, and then pretty soon we got bigger diesel tractors, more horse. Then pretty soon the turbos were in the tractors.
Do you remember the first turbo
Stuff like
tractor you got?
I think it was, the 1086 had a
1080.
turbo in it.
I got to ask a question.
International?
Though. What was your brand though? What was the family
International.
brand? Because okay, so you're an internet. So
Internet-
Ford and International really run deep. This is explaining a lot about
Yeah.
Drew and his color of trucks and
Yep.
the way he is.
Weird.
Okay.
Everything's red.
I know, right?
When I went to school, everybody that had Internationals ran Fords, and everybody that had John Deere's ran Chevrolets.
Ah.
So
God
everybody
bless America.
So did you roll coal with your
Standard, you know?
tractor to school?
yeah. Did you?
Did you drive the tractor to school or the truck?
I drove. Well, the first car I drove to school was a 1969 Ford Galaxy with a 289.
Damn, you
That was-
had bomb cars.
No,
dude.
that was the cop car too.
What?
Yeah,
You
yeah, but
never
they took
had
the
a
motor
bad
out of it.
car.
No.
Well, I don't know. That one just had a 2-speed automatic transmission in it.
Oh,
Oh.
Sounds like a Power Glide.
Yeah.
yeah, pretty fun to me.
So that was an old cop car though, right?
Yeah, it was the color only.
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
awesome.
But it had a spotlight on it. That was exciting.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's awesome. So then, so when did you first start realizing that like diesels could go faster, performance diesel wise?
Not until Andrew was around.
Sounds about right.
by the way, Andrew is Drew for everybody else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my parents call me Andrew.
Yeah.
You look
Oh, yeah,
like an
Drew.
Andrew.
Don't ever call me that in public, or I will cut you.
He will.
Not you, Dad. Everyone else.
Like he'll sick his wiener dog on you.
He's like, you want a piece of this wiener dog?
That's no joke, dude. That thing's me.
Yeah, because
If you
even
don't know him.
so, even your brother Scott, he had a 6-liter. I remember this, and he had a
Yeah.
he had a,
I remember that truck.
and he hated that thing, and he got rid of it, and now he refuses to buy diesel trucks.
Lame.
He buys gas
Why?
250s
Because
because
they treated it like an old diesel probably and didn't take care of it.
Yeah.
The 6
His
liters
farm
needed.
truck is diesel.
which one?
Which ooh,
The black one.
Oh,
That's
it
a
is?
diesel.
is
Oh.
it?
That's a diesel.
Oh,
Because the one I saw him drive was that rickety old 6 liter, and he's like, "This thing's stupid."
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
yep. And then he had that. Oh, I remember growing up. They had this square body.
I know this truck. He's told me about it.
Yes, I know.
He drools about it.
It was red with like a creamy white stripe around the center of it, and it was a square body, and it was 4-wheel drive. And if I could find that truck, I would be so amped.
What motor?
7.3.
Hell yeah. That's just Drew's dream.
What, Dad?
Well, we had that one you drove. Well, we drove that 1-ton
That blue
on
one.
the farm when Grandpa was alive. Yeah,
And was that?
that was gas.
That was my first driving experience too.
Was
Yeah.
it good or bad?
How old were you?
Tell him what happened, Dad.
Oh, jeez.
Which time?
Yeah, exactly. I kicked the shifter, started coasting down the hill.
Oh,
Oh,
were you?
no way.
How old were you?
3.
Yeah. You're like, put it in gear.
How old was I, Dad?
you were small.
Yeah.
So obviously it was in gear to stay parked, and then you kicked it out into neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it took off down the hill.
So it was like in freaking
How far did you make it,
fourth.
Drew?
I don't know.
How far did you make it, Mike?
I don't remember that one.
Oh.
I remember all the others though.
What was the
Okay, give us another
Wait,
one.
wait. What's your favorite Drew story?
Driving moment.
And you get good or bad. Does not matter.
driving moment? Let's keep it on driving moment. What's your favorite driving moment of mine, Dad?
On the snowmobile in the yard over at the farm there.
Yeah.
When you were real small, I set you in front of me, and I said you could drive it, and you clamped onto that handlebar and throttle like there was no end to it. And we went racing through the yard heading for the barn.
This, you know what? It fits in so well.
And I slapped your hand off, and you got mad at me.
Oh, yeah, he gets mad at everybody. So
Nothing's changed.
If he could talk loud enough, he probably would have said, "Don't limit me."
Yeah.
yes. Or, yeah, it'd be other words too, but yes.
It was awesome.
So you've always been this way.
Yeah.
Okay, good enough.
But
Oh, God.
then there was that one time I was drilling soybeans out in the field, and I had beans loaded in the pickup. And I told you to come out at a certain time to the field. And when you came over the hill to the field, you could just barely see over the steering wheel, and there was a dog sitting next to you.
Kind of like Brody now.
And you're,
yeah, good one.
And that was now I remember that. That was and then the other time is I drove the truck with the hay rack on the back.
Yep, when we were picking up bales in the field and stuff.
I feel like you wouldn't just drive it normally, though.
No,
It would
never.
be something you'd be like, oh, look at that bump.
I got yelled at a lot.
Oh, yeah, I guarantee
Do you have to hit everything?
Like, there's a bump, there goes a hay bale. Boom. You're like,
Didn't I knock the dog off the seat?
What'd the
I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember plow furrows.
you weren't there.
So
you
Oh,
weren't
yeah,
there
you
for that.
stepped on the brakes.
No, you didn't. You would totally be that guy, too.
Not on purpose, everybody.
Oh, bro.
I
Yeah.
didn't hurt the dog on purpose.
Oh, he didn't. He hit the brake on purpose, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
How long did you stare at it before you're like, I wonder what'll happen?
yeah,
I don't remember, man. That was many concussions ago.
Do you know Wiener Dog?
So now that you know how fast diesels are, so going now from how diesels were to how they are now, does that change your mind on purchasing of diesel or
Like
going
a
back
modern
into the
diesel.
diesel world? Because you haven't had when was the last time you had a diesel vehicle?
I've never had a diesel vehicle myself.
Well, the farm trucks and whatnot.
Yeah, yep,
You
That's
got
it.
you got rid of all those 20 years ago?
yep.
And
Yep.
then knowing now after seeing what the diesel world's capable of.
Would you ever come back?
Yeah.
It seems like they're a lot better now. Things are so refined. They're just made better. The winterize is the main thing I worry about. But
Yep.
I think with all the glow plugs and stuff, that kind of thing.
Oh, you didn't have glow plugs back then, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
It was hell.
That's back when you
Yeah,
had to start
we-
fires underneath stuff to make it run.
Yeah, we used to have to hold the button in for like 30 seconds for the glow plug
There was a
to
button.
warm the truck up. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, with the rubber button. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Then you had blow snow with diesels all the time
Yep.
too, right?
yeah, a lot of snow.
You imagine cold starting?
Yeah.
Holy.
Every damn time you needed a fire.
Everyone's like, look at that thing. There's a huge fire going over there. better let the county know.
Yep. I'm gonna start the truck.
Whole city comes out.
One thing I hated was we were blowing snow like all night long, and like 2 a.m, the fuel filters would gel.
Oh,
The
man.
fuel would gel.
Oh.
I imagine the
Or,
fuel
you know-
quality wasn't as good.
No,
Was
I
it
don't
better
think it
back
was.
then, or
either.
was it just dirtier and thicker?
I'm sure they're refined better now. More filters and stuff in the.
Yeah.
Even back then, no.
That'd be hell.
Oh, my
Now
God.
trying to work and your shit starts to freeze.
Yeah, and fuel when it's wintertime, it's cold. Diesel fuel is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your hands would just freeze while you're changing the filter.
Ugh.
So you're lucky to have hands and fingers and,
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he grew up on a farm, so
yeah. Oh, that too, yeah.
That's enough. Yeah.
Well, let's go over that. My grandma was missing 2 fingers, right?
Aren't
Yep.
they buried in
Yep.
the side yard?
Yeah. So my grandma's missing 2 fingers, right? And then
Right.
my parents left me alone with grandma. Lo and behold, I cut a finger off.
Yeah, dude. Look at that thing. Brody doesn't know this, do you?
Yes, I've heard this story. I swear.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Grandma on her fingers, man.
Yeah. So the farm's a dangerous place.
Isn't that
It
the
is,
grandma
yeah.
that didn't even she refused to go to the hospital to get him looked at until
She
after
finished
got
what
done
she was doing.
She got done working. Yeah,
And then went to the hospital.
they made him better
Yeah.
back then, man.
Yep.
Well, there's another one.
God bless her.
Keep going.
So now that you've seen all of our diesel shenanigans, obviously you're getting back into the diesel world. Are you excited to be back in the diesel world?
Yes, I am. I think it's going to be, it's going to be hard to stay away from the gas pumps if you have a diesel car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
better color that cap bright green.
Yeah.
Keep me.
So to everyone listening, my dad is acquiring my white Jetta sport wagon. So his triumphant return into the diesel world is in a station wagon diesel car.
So, it's such a good car, though.
Because that's what we're giving him for now. But I'm sure in the future we'll come across some sweet diesel trucks,
Yeah.
and he'll be more than happy to drive those also.
Oh,
But
God, trust me.
I'm just excited that my dad, who brought me into the diesel world, is now coming back to the diesel world because of me. And
We're
That's
getting-
awesome.
We're getting him out of a Subaru, too.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's all right, I guess.
gross.
So, I mean, yeah, I heard you had him drive it the other day, didn't you?
Yeah.
11?
What'd you think of that, Dad? When we went through the cities in the diesel car?
It was really quiet compared to the gas motors.
Sounds like a
You don't hear
diesel-
that?
Sounds like a
Here we
Kubota.
are.
Yeah. You definitely don't hear that
that's
too
the
often.
Mark IV.
That's awesome. No, I'm excited, Dad. I'm excited to have you back in the diesel world. We'll revisit this, shoot some video. We're gonna do a couple things with Dad's car and make it German spec, so it's a little quicker than the USA spec and a little bit cleaner.
So it can
Yeah,
breathe.
so it pulls by snowmobile trailer.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's gonna look straight Swedish because he's gonna have a two-place
Oh,
snowmobile trailer behind the diesel station
I'm
wagon.
so
Literally,
excited,
you're gonna
yeah.
we're gonna take a picture of it, and then we're gonna snag a picture from somebody in Sweden. It's gonna be identical.
Yep. It's gonna be good. I can't wait.
We're gonna do it with some Sweden music now.
There you go.
What is?
All right, Dad. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We had a blast chatting with you. Anything you want to add on the way out?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
No problem, Dad. We'll talk to you later.
Drive safe, Drew.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Anyway, this is an absolute blast. I have an awesome time. This is just hanging out with your friends, BS, and I'm sure everybody does it. We're we're not getting paid for it. We're just having a blast doing
I'm
it.
so stoked to hang out with you guys again. It's
Yep.
been so long.
Now we have a whole summer of this,
Well, let's.
No,
including UCC.
UCC.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh God, it's gonna be a
was-
good time.
Not going to lie, looking at hotel rooms.
I don't have to stay in the van this time.
You might.
Okay.
You might be working on the
It might be on fire in the burnout pit still.
You already know my plan if that ever that plan Delta happens.
You're gonna light your cigarette and just watch it burn.
No, we're gonna,
No, I'm gonna hand the announcer the title and walk the fuck away.
it's going to be neat.
This is your problem now.
Have fun getting out of here.
And then the dude I bought it from will get the phone call because I still have yet to transfer that title.
True scumbag fashion.
I didn't think it'd
I'll
make
just
it this
have
far.
my SEMA
that's
truck
true.
park out front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Post
we
it
gonna
up.
trailer that like a true SEMA truck? Or?
No. Do we have a gooseneck big enough for that?
We'll find one.
Where?
I know a
Who do you
guy.
know there's a 44-foot gooseneck? All right, stay tuned, everybody. We're going to have an amazing episode going forward and an amazing summer. So,
See ya.
Later.